So I do see the problem with organized religion and the history of all the terrible things that organized religion has done. Believe me, I'm well aware of that. So in the book reviewer says, throughout this enormously timely, thoughtful, and balanced book, he fears a world blinded to the consequences of religious ecstasy. But he's also mindful that religions have been forces for good as well. And that science has shown there to be an evolutionary benefit from religion. Indeed, belief and practice may be fundamentally human. You know, I've had this discussion with my friend that there is I think that there's possibility. Have you heard of these experiments where they isolate a certain part of the brain and they're like checking it out? And one of the things they found is when electromagnetic stimulation on different parts of the brain. And some of these volunteers have come out of that when they hit this certain area of the brain. They have these, and these are non-believers in many cases. They have this profound sense of spirituality, a profound, religious experience. Very, very, very powerful, very strong, and they come out of it. And it's very, very pleasant. So there could be some idea that some of us have a more evolved, or not evolved, a more, let's say, dominant. That part of the brain might be more dominant in some people, and others may not even function at all. Not to say there's anything wrong with that not functioning. Maybe as we evolve in our culture technologically, that area of the brain may become less important. But if you look in history, there's always been believers and non-believers. But they're usually, the believers tend to outnumber the non-believers, I think. I mean, that's just an observation. I don't think there was ever any census or polls in Rome or or ancient Ur or Babylonia or Babylon. So then it goes on to say, let's see, it is in this way that Prothero debunks not only the fallacy of religious sameness, but also the new atheists, okay, I'm asking for trouble here, who have lately become so pervasive and culturally relevant. Atheism, oh, here I lose them. Yeah, atheism can take on its own religion, one dedicated entirely to disparaging the God-fearing, and in doing so become as nasty, hostile, and ill-informed as the religious fanatics they so thoroughly condemn. I know I'm going to catch it for that. And those are the dangers of talking about sex, religion, and now politics. Just briefly, once again, I'm reading to you, but I really did. I'd like to just read stuff and assimilate it, and just as an overview, basically regurgitate it, or just repeat it, and add some of my own insights or beliefs or something to that. So it's sort of, anyway, you know that. I mean, to say I simply read from the paper, I think is doing me a disservice. So anyway, here's another thing. I've done this before. I love this guy that writes the comic strip, This Modern World by Tom Tomorrow. And the title of this is Obama, the Far Left Radical, and a few of the far left radical things he has done. See, this is so funny when, and they can't have it both ways. Okay, these idiots that call Obama a Nazi and compare him to Hitler. Hitler, and I'm going to say this again and again and again, the people that say that Hitler was left-wing are so off the mark, I am tired of arguing with them. Okay, Stalin was left-wing, all right? Not Hitler, okay? And Hitler was and fascism is a right-wing thing, okay? But then you take communism to the extreme, it's just as oppressive as fascism. I'm not a political scientist, but this is what I've gleaned, and I've heard many people in YouTube argue one way or the other, and people on talk radio Please, don't believe anything you hear on AM talk radio. Almost none of it. But still, I listen to it just to say, not as much as I used to, but I want to know what they're up to. And you know what? Look, I'll admit, even Mike Savage has said something that I agree with. You know, I'm tired of using this expression, but, you know, even a stopped clock is right twice a day. Which made me think of a math problem, but I would never solve it myself. Okay, so let's say a clock is gaining 2 minutes every hour. Okay, it's running that fast. At running 2 minutes every hour, how many times would it be correct in a year? I thought that'd make a good math problem, but I don't have the brains or the willpower or the what is it, not the willpower, but the I don't know, the will to figure it out. So anyway, all right. Okay, Obama, the far left radical. You know, and they're, oh yeah. See, to those of us, see, I consider myself left of center. I don't consider myself a radical leftist, even though sometimes I might espouse some radical leftist ideas. But, okay, so Napalm Blue said, Fez Night's for liberals. Yeah, good, you figured it out. You conservatives, you're sharp. No offense, Napalm Blue. All right, so Obama's a radical. Okay, so he gives examples here. Prolonged wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, ordered predator drone attacks in Pakistan. So at first it lists things that Obama has done. And here's Obama with Michelle. Obama speaking. I will cleverly pretend to support ongoing military action by supporting ongoing military action. And then Michelle says, and it says at the bottom, a dramatization. For those of you that can't figure it out. Saul Alinsky would have been so proud. If somebody knows who Saul Alinsky is, please, I didn't take the time to look it up, didn't think about it. But if you know who he is, please write in the comment section. Two, another example of how a radical Obama is. Criticized activism of Warren and Burger courts. Here's two men on the street, okay? There's two guys on the street there. Focus. I turn off my autofocus, and I discovered this a long time ago when I first started blogging, that the camera just sort of goes in and out of focus. So I just put it on fixed focus. All right, so anyway. When he says liberal justice is overreached, he undoubtedly means they were excessively unradical in their non-implementation of an extremist agenda such as his own. The other guy says, what other possible explanation is there?